Alright, welcome to the last video of my focus feature, or feature focus I should call it. We have looked into various things such as the weather in Planet Zoo. We have looked into what the enclosures are like, what kind of different types we have, what they can deliver. We've looked into the several pathing options and also into the stuff function, or like the function of the stuff, what kind of stuff members we have, and, you know, all these kind of interesting bits and pieces about the stuff management aspect about the game. So if you haven't seen all of those 4 episodes, make sure to click the link which is now popping up to your right hand side of the screen. If you don't want to watch them and just stick around for the animals, do it, because that's what we are going to talk about. So this episode will be rather short, because this will be only me talking about the choice of animals that at least we know about quite yet. So with a few days being ahead of Gamescom, and we can expect a lot more animals to be revealed, I guess. And also there is the World Orang-Utan Day on Monday, if I'm not completely mistaken here. So potentially we're going to see some more animals in the next couple of days. I wanted to talk about the number and also the choice of animals we have right now in the game. So first of all, I have to admit that we have a few animals that are pretty standard and pretty classic. I guess we can't deny that no one will be super excited about a zebra or a lion, because, like, yes, obviously they are done pretty well and super accurate, but they are pretty much expectable, and to be honest, they have to be in there. It's like, you know, it has to be in there, otherwise it's not a proper zoo game. And I think the same goes for elephants, the giraffe, and maybe even the hippo, if you will. And these animals are really nicely done. So don't get me wrong, all the animals are great to see, and I have to admit that with those kind of animals, I think these are the most common animals, and this is why people are spending most of the times researching stuff about those animals, because they just love them and stuff like that. But this is not the really interesting bit. The really interesting bit is about the balance of animals, because next to those really standardish animals, you have, in Planet Zoo at least it feels, we have like I think 3 different categories. Like the first category being exhibit animals. As we have seen, there are a lot of smaller animals we can expect in the game. As of now, we do know about 3 of them, which is the boa constrictor, the snake. We do know about 2 different kinds of lizards. So this is what we know about these animals quite yet. So we can expect definitely a lot more of these exhibit animals, but they are pretty cool, because these are the kinds of animals that have been lacking in past zoo games, except having them in some houses where you can't really see them, and also except having them via modding, which, you know, came in a lot later than the actual game itself. So we are talking about Planet Zoo, what the game will feature from the get-go, like from the base game status. We're not talking about any potential DLCs in the future or whatnot. I mean, hell, the game is not even released, so we shouldn't bother about this. However, I think it's important to mention that this is a step forward in general for zoo games, and yeah, I'm quite happy to see them. And I'm fairly sure that I forgot about one more, which is confirmed with the deluxe animals. I'm not entirely sure, or maybe not, because the Komodo Varan is too big, I guess, for the small exhibit. So I'm pretty sure this is maybe something else. But we do know about the wandering spider, if I'm not completely wrong, and this would be then the 4th one. We definitely know about the small exhibit. So this is the first category, small exhibit animals. The second category is some kind of smaller animals. I think if we can talk about those, these will be the likes of the peafowl or the giant tortoise. I have to say, I was a bit surprised in a very positive way, to be honest, because these are the animals I haven't really expected from the get-go, or at least not those 2 in this kind of sense, and I'm pretty sure we can definitely expect some more in this category, and I'm quite excited to see which kind of animals these are. I also want to put the ringtail lemur in there. However, I think the ringtail lemur has to go into the 3rd category we are going to talk about in a bit. Actually, we have 4, if you will, but you know, let's focus first of all on the second one. And yeah, this is I would call them medium-sized animals. They are not small enough to be exhibit animals, but they are not big enough to be like big animals in terms of gigantic enclosures. So they do have fairly small enclosures. I would say these are the animals that are in the smaller enclosure world of your park, not being exhibits obviously, but it will be a good balance to have those animals as well, to make sure that you can fill in gaps, that you have like different possibilities to make a more compact area in your park. So these kind of things are really cool because they make a zoo kind of a zoo, because if you only have those big animals roaming around in these gigantic enclosures, it's going to be fairly boring. You don't really have much of a difference there, and also not much of a variation. So that's something you definitely want to consider building a zoo and going to a zoo as well, because that's what makes you excited about the animals. Yeah, the third group I want to talk about, the third category, might be the primates, because we have seen obviously the chimpanzee right now, and the ring-tailed lemur definitely has to go into this kind of category as well, I guess. So these animals will be, and I'm pretty sure about that, they will be pretty hard to maintain because, you know, they can climb basically everything. You have to keep an eye on those animals, especially in terms of breakouts and making sure that they will remain in their enclosures, so they can cause a lot of trouble, I guess. So this might be a good category to talk about, and I'm also like, it would be very surprising if we wouldn't get some more of primate family members, such as I said, the orangutan. I'm quite sure we might talk about gorillas at a certain point, and also I'm not too sure which kind of different animals we would see in the area of primates, but there are some of, you know, some very cool primate potentials out there that could make its way into the game. So the fourth category I wanted to talk about is basically the special animals, if you will. Some more endangered ones, some more you know, rather known animals. I guess this will be something a bit more surprising, and you know, I can't call it quite now because this is something, you know, we have to wait for. But I would even already count the African wild dog in there. To me, at least, I wouldn't have expected this one to be in. This is one of those animals I'm super happy about, because they were kind of a little bit surprising to me. I'm also super happy that the cheetahs are in. However, I wouldn't put the cheetahs into this category. I would even see the cheetah as a big cat more or less in the standard category. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a complicated thing. Also, the saltwater crocodile for me is more like a standard one, but yeah, the West African wild dog, this is something I was pretty excited about, and I can't wait to see more of these little surprises in the game. Hopefully we will know about this a lot more at Gamescom. But yeah, so overall, I think, considering those 4 categories, actually 5 if you put the standard animals within, I have to say, I think Planet Zoo is going for a fairly good balance in terms of animals. You know, I'm coming from the point that many people were asking about, do the exhibit animals count into the overall number of animals? And I have to say 2 things on this to this kind of wrong belief, I would call it. It's not even a rumor, because Bo in the forums and on Twitter and like basically everywhere, she confirmed that obviously the exhibit animals do count towards the overall number of animals. And to be honest, why wouldn't they? I mean, why would you make a difference in terms of animals? Would you split them like normal animals, exhibit animals? Aren't they like all normal animals in a way? So there's like no reason for, I don't know, not putting them in. So I don't know. It would be a fair question if you talk about families, like for example, would the green lizard count into the lizards as well? And just saying we have lizards in the game, I do not believe so, because if you want to, you know, make it a fairly normal list, just list every animal and that's it. And also people, I don't know why, but people in my comments keep saying there will be 70 plus animals. This is absolutely not true. Like the only info we still have, and please prove me wrong, but if you do so, please put a source in. There is only, the only number we've ever heard of is way more than 50, like 50 plus. This is everything we know. We don't know anything else. We don't know if it means 60, because like 10 more than 50 is already 20% more, which is way more, if you will. It's like 10 more animals, like 60 animals would be already way more than 50, just by its nature of you know, just counting from the percentage. But still, we don't know. It might be even 80, 90, I don't know. It's just you know, there is no confirmation on a number of animals. And if you ask me, they still don't have a final list of animals because there's still a little bit of time. Maybe they have to scrap 2 or 3 animals that won't make it into the final cut. If I would be a developer, I would definitely have some, you know, some things in my hands at the very end to, first of all, get the hype even higher, and also to make sure that there is a little bit of a chance to react to certain developments. I don't know, to the reactions of the beta, for example, or the beta, however, you know. My pronunciation now done for everyone in the English environment, American English, UK English, whatever English. So it's beta or whatever, or beta for German ones. I don't care. God, this is a word only having 4 letters. It still causes so much trouble. Anyways, yeah, but you know, the thing I wanted to talk about is the choice of animals, and not talking about the numbers, because I think I made my point here why I think it's not fair to talk about any number, given at this point the only thing we know for sure is that's over 50 animals, and we already know kind of the way they go. And this is why I was giving it a whole episode, because I feel like it's really important to look into the choice of animals from a, first of all, from Frontier's point of view, what would they want to do as a game, but also in terms of you know, players' view in terms of sandbox, but also management wise. It is super boring if you only have one type of animal, and this would be the normal enclosure type of animal, because it will definitely lead to a very boring kind of gameplay after a while. So you want to have a certain element of change in there, which might be given by, first of all, different sizes of enclosures for the normal animals. Then we have the small animals that need even smaller enclosures. Who knows, maybe they roam free, for example the peafowl. And then you have the exhibit animals, which also give you a different challenge over here. So quite a lot of stuff going on with the choice of animals. I think it's it's actually a feature to talk about, because the choice of animals really makes the game at the final stage the game it is, if people will like it or won't like it. So I think from Frontier's point of view, they are going for obviously something they do like to do, but also that gives the player a lot of variation, and I think and variety. And I think from the player's point of view, we can already tell that they didn't go the easy way. So if they would have gone the easy way, we wouldn't have seen any exhibit animals. So this is fairly interesting to see, and I believe that maybe we are even going to see one more category, maybe birds, maybe cage animals or whatever. I don't know, is that even a word, cage animals? I don't know, but I was talking like about birds, and this came to my mind because you don't want to have them fly away. Aquatic animals, still not sure about that, to be honest, guys. I think we are not going to see any big ones, so no orca, no dolphin, no sharks, maybe. I don't know, they just don't belong in a zoo, and Frontier's going for a modern approach of zoos with a lot of education, and that would be maybe a wrong signal. I don't know how they could implement that without giving a wrong signal, but I think it's more likely to get some fish tanks, maybe, with a different choice that is pretty similar to the exhibit animals. I could at least believe it, but no info on that, so it's speculation, and I don't want to end this. So I hope you guys like this little talk about the choice of animals. I am super happy with the choice of it for the moment being, and I can't wait to Gamescom. Make sure to check out my time streaming for next week, and then I'm going to see you there. Until then, have a good time, and bye. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you appreciate that, and now a special thanks also to all the people supporting me here on that channel, making this all possible. You can see that on the left hand side right now, and also if you want to see more of my stuff, make sure to click that card on the right top now, and if you want to stick around, make sure to hit that sub button which is on the bottom right of the screen. If you want to see stuff on my social media, sneak peeks and stuff like that, it is on the bottom left on the screen. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next episode. Until then, enjoy your time, guys, and bye.